what's up, my YouTube people and my beautiful people, YouTube people. What's up, my beautiful people, and thank you so much for tuning into Friend Hill. Today I'm coming at you with another story time video, my story on how I almost got kidnapped. So if you would like to hear it, please stay tuned, but don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. I've said this before in my videos that I am from a beautiful island called Eleuthera. And in 2006, when I graduated from high school, I moved to the city to go to a prestigious college. I won't call the name of the college, but I did live on the dorms of that college. To get to school, I would walk to school. It was only about a 5 to 10 minute commute. It wasn't a long walk at all. So it was evening, and I remember I was taking my Math 048 class because I am terrible at math. And I had to do college prep math, and I'm not ashamed of it. I had to do it. And I did it again when I went to university in the States because me and math, we don't get along. This class is from 6 to 8, and I usually take this class. I took this class with my roommate, but unfortunately, she texted me at the last minute and she was like, she ain't coming to class. So since I was already to school, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go to class. I'm not going to skip class because Lord knows I don't need to be skipping math of all subjects. I need to be in class. I went to class and I was just feeling really tired. I didn't feel like walking home. I mean, I never walked home alone by myself. I always walked with my roommate or the guy that I was dating at the time. He would give me a lift. So I called him and I asked him if he could pick me up, but unfortunately he was busy, and I know if he could have picked me up, he would have, because he was just that dedicated. I don't think we were dating yet, but he really liked me, so we were in the talking stage or whatever. But at some point I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna wing it and I'm gonna walk home. Now, being from the island where I never grew up locking doors, where we left our keys in the car, where we had to worry about no crime whatsoever, no robberies, no killings, no rapes in my little environment. So I wasn't really aware of my surroundings. I never really thought that I had to protect myself. Just standing there thinking, and I know I wanted to get off the campus before it got really dark, and it was already after 8. So I said, I have 2 ways to get home. 2 ways. I can either walk the way where Wendy's is and Scotiabank is, so that way oncoming traffic will be coming and they can see me. Or I could take the back way by McDonald's and cross by CC Sweeting and then walk up and past Huey, which I felt like was the quickest way for some reason, but it was my favorite way, and I usually took that to get to and from the dorms. So I decided to take the front way by Wendy's. So I'm walking. I'm like singing to myself, like in my own little world. I always find ways to entertain myself. And then I noticed somebody was walking behind me. So, like the polite person I am, I moved to the side because I was like, okay, I'm gonna let this person pass because I'm a slow walker and people usually always try to pass me when I'm walking. So I moved to the side, but I noticed that this person's footsteps started to slow down, and before I knew it, he was walking beside me. Now I looked at him. I think I looked at him like once or twice. He was very tall. He had a little beard on his chin, and he had his bicycle on one side. He had a turban around his head. I don't know if he had dreadlocks. It was dark. I really couldn't see, but he had a turban around his head, and he reeked of marijuana. He reeked of it. Marijuana, cannabis, whatever you want to call it. He reeked of it. So he said hello, and I said hi back. And we had a little casual conversation, and we continued to walk, and he kept asking me these questions, and I was answering them. But after a while I was like, okay, like, when is this dude gonna go his way and and leave me alone. I was starting to get a little bit annoyed. And then he started asking me like really stupid questions like if I smoke or if I have ever tried drugs or anything like that. And I just stopped answering him because I wanted him to get the point to leave me alone. So we finally make it by that corner by road traffic, and we were going to walk up that corner. And I was like, oh, well, good night, have a nice night, nice to meet you or whatever, because I thought that ain't no way he lived on the dorms or anything like that, so why would he need to walk through this way? So he did not leave me. He continued walking to me, and it then hit me that this man is following me home, or this man is gonna do something to me. And I started to get really nervous and panicky, and he started to ask me a lot of questions, and I wasn't answering him, so he was getting annoyed and he was getting angry, and he was asking me what's my problem, why I am not answering him, I think I all that, and just being very rude. And I was like, well, I'm just waiting for you to leave, you know, you could leave now. And he was like, I'm not going nowhere or whatever. And I was like, what is going on? Then and I was like, this is the longest walk ever. I just want to get home. I just started praying, and I just really wanted to get home. So when we reached Bayou, of course the worst possible thing in the world could have happened. The street light went off. It went completely off, and I just knew it was the devil, because what are the chances that I am walking home alone with this I don't know, sketchy man, and the street light goes off. So the street light goes off, and I really start to see my life flash before my eyes, because my dad was the person to take me to school and get me straight for school and everything. And I remember him telling me, Sion, you know, you need to be safe, you need to make sure you are always with someone, never be anywhere alone. And I was like, oh my God, my daddy told me not to do this, and look what happened, and all this stuff. And I just started thinking about my family, and like my life was really flashing before my eyes that the street light was off. So immediately he grabbed my arm and he started to pull me. He started to pull me. I think there was like a little bush area before you get to CC Sweeting, and he started to pull me, and I wouldn't move. And he was getting mad. He was like, let's go. And I was like, where? Go where? Like, I'm not going anywhere with you. And he started to pull me, and he was getting mad at me because I didn't want to go nowhere with him. So he dropped his bike and he started to take two hands and he started to pull me even more. And I wanted to scream, but like nothing was coming out of my mouth, so I couldn't scream. So I was just like, I believe that there's a lot of dead weight because I was always thick. So he couldn't pull me. So like a miracle, the street light came on, and these guys, I heard like a group of guys shouting, leave her alone, leave her alone. But he wasn't listening. He was just determined to pull me. And I don't know why he kept pulling me. I don't know how far he thought he was going to get me, as chunky as I was, you know. But he kept pulling me, so they started to run towards me. So they was running towards me, yelling, leave her alone, leave her alone. And they was running towards me. And when they got close enough to me, he ran off. And I was so shocked and I was so upset. Like, I couldn't even walk. The guys from my dorm, they put my arms around them and they had to like carry me home almost. And then when I got to the security, I remember her calling the police, and the police came there and questioned me, and they were just very unsympathetic. Like, this stuff happens every day and they really didn't care, you know. But I called the guy who was dating me, and I told him what happened, and of course he raced there, you know, to see what was happening. He dropped everything that he was doing and he raced there. And my sister, she was so upset with me because she said that I should have called her, let her know. She would have walked and got me with a group of her friends. And of course my parents were upset, and I was just upset because I was still in shock, and I thought that I was gonna get raped or even killed. So I'm really thankful that those guys were there to save me, you know, because I don't know where I would be if they weren't there. So because of that incident, I am very aware of my surroundings. Like, I am always, and that happened like 12 years ago. My husband, he bought me this pepper spray when about 3 years ago. He got it from Outdoor Sportsman. So if I'm at work late and it's dark and I need to get to my car, or if I'm anywhere late, the grocery store, anything, before I walk to my car, I take it out the pouch, and it has a lock on it. So what you would do is unlock it just like that, just through the lever, and you would spray it towards your harasser or somebody who's trying to get you. So I always have this on me. If you want to come play with me, you can play, but I will spray you. So I always have that, and this was only $25. And they also have tasers, and the tasers are around $50, and I will be going back to get a taser as well, because you can never be too safe and you can never be too cautious in the type of world that we live in now. Things are just getting more and more dangerous. So my suggestion to you, get some pepper spray. Now that I think about it, I wish that I actually called someone to talk to as I was walking home, so that person would just know your whereabouts. If something happened to you, they would know where you were, the time, all of that stuff. So call someone, never walk alone. I don't suggest you ever walk alone. Call a taxi if you have to. It's not worth the risk. Also, get yourself in self-defense classes. Anything you need. If you can't find someone to talk to, start recording yourself as you're walking home. I don't know, go on Facebook Live. Do something to make sure that people can see you and people can find you. I always watch movies and documentaries, and they always say, never let that person take you to the second location. So if somebody tries to attack you and grab you and pull you somewhere, like, fight right there. Don't ever let them take you to the second location, because you don't know where they're gonna take you. You don't know how to get back from that location, and it'll be very easier for them to do whatever they want to do to you if they take you to a secluded location. So that's why I think I just froze, because I knew, like, I didn't want him to take me to another location. Who's watching this, just be safe and be very aware, because things are happening now in the day, you know, so you have to be ready for anything. And I don't want to scare anybody, but these things do happen, and they can happen. That's my testimony, because I'm really happy that I am here today to share my story, and I hope that I can bring awareness to self-defense and being able to protect yourself. Okay, so that's it for this story time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something from it, and thank you so much for tuning into Friend Hill. I love you, mwah, and God loves you too.